What's up everybody? I am Jonny May from Piano with Jonny, and today I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about the key of D major. Now, it is so important to really understand a key. If you're playing a song in the key of D major, you need to know the notes that belong to the D major scale. You need to know the chords that are associated with D major. And in this lesson, I'm going to teach you just that. We're going to start with the D major scale. I'm going to teach you the D major scale in the right hand. We're going to talk about the fingering. We're going to talk about crossing over and crossing under. We're going to talk about strategies for practicing it. How do you practice it and get it nice and smooth? How do you practice it and get it quickly? We're going to talk about some great strategies for doing just that. And then we're going to talk about the left hand. I'm going to teach you the scale on the left hand, the fingering, strategies for practicing that. And then I'm going to teach you the scales in multiple octaves. So by the end of this lesson, you will be able to play the D major scale in all octaves, which is pretty amazing to be able to cover the whole keyboard. And also, you'll be able to do it in both hands, okay? Next, we're going to talk about the chords in D major, what we call diatonic chords. Don't be afraid of that term because diatonic means it comes from the major scale. So we're going to talk about the most common chords in D major, the naturally occurring chords. I'm going to teach you these chords in both hands, and then I'm going to show you 4 of what I consider the most common chord progressions. Why learn chords if you can't play them in a song? And songs usually follow a certain chord progression. So I'm going to teach you 4 of what I consider the most common so that when you finish this lesson, you can go play songs and you'll go, hey, I already know that progression. I learned it in the key of D major lesson. And the last part of this lesson, guys, I'm going to teach you a super fun bluesy tune which uses all of the things that I teach you in this lesson. It uses notes from the D scale, it uses chords from the key of D major, and it is super fun to play. Let me show you the tune that you're going to learn at the end of this lesson. And I'm going to teach you the shuffle. So lots of cool stuff in this lesson. Now, this is a preview course, so you're going to learn a portion of the lesson, but if you want the full-length lesson, you can find it at pianowithjonny.com. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, we're going to dive in and start with the major scale. It's always important to learn your major scale first because the chords come from the major scale. Okay, so this is always a great starting place. So let's go ahead and talk about the D major scale. We're going to learn it in the right hand first. We're going to do 1 octave, then we'll do the left hand. We'll do 1 octave, and then we'll do multiple octaves. Okay, so go ahead and start on D. This is the D just above middle C. Middle C is the red dot here. We're going to start with our thumb. And let me play this D major scale for you so you can hear it, and then I'll show you the notes. That is the D major scale, okay? So here are the notes of this scale. We start on D. 2 finger, this is our index finger, that's going to be E. 3, that's our 3rd finger, is on F sharp, okay? We're going to cross under thumb to the G, okay? Very important, crossing under there, okay? 2 finger on the A, that's our index finger. 3rd finger on the B. 4 finger on the C sharp, and 5 finger on the D, okay? Let's go ahead and do it one more time together. Start on the bottom note, D, E, F sharp, cross under to G, walk it up, C sharp, and D. All right, let's go ahead and walk the scale down. We'll start on the high D with the pinky, and let's walk it down, C sharp, B, A, G, and then we're going to cross over with our 3rd finger to the F sharp. And this basically sets us up to finish the scale, okay? Let's do it one more time, coming down, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, and D. Okay, let's go ahead and do the scale up and down. Here it is. D, E, F sharp, cross under to G, A, B, C sharp, and D, and let's bring it down. D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, and D. Okay? That is the D major scale, and the way that I want you to think of this scale, to remember this scale, is it has two sharps. It has an F sharp and it has a C sharp. Okay? This defines the key of D major. Two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. That's the way that we like to remember it. Now we do have the sheet music up here on the top left if you can read piano notation. This is just a reference. If you don't read piano notation, it's fine as well. This is just a reference, but it is helpful to look at these notes here. We start with our D here. This is a D on the treble staff. This is the treble clef here. And this is an E, this is an F sharp, this is a G. Now this thing over here, this is called a key signature, okay? And it basically tells you what key you're in. And you're going to notice there's a sharp on this top line, that's an F, so that's an F sharp, right? And then there's a sharp on this space here, that's a C sharp, okay? So this is our key signature. This tells us what key we're in. There's two sharps, there's one on an F sharp, and there's one on a C, right? C sharp. So two sharps, we're in the key of D major, okay? Very helpful to memorize this, okay? Just try to remember F sharp, C sharp, okay, we're in the key of D major. Okay, so that is one octave in the right hand. I just recommend that you practice that. Practice taking this scale up and then take it down, okay? Do it again. Okay, and you can just practice this over and over again. It's very helpful to sort of loop it and try to increase your speed as you go, okay? Now, one of the tricky things is the crossing under and crossing over, okay? It can be hard at first to get this cross under motion. And so something I recommend for my students is just to practice the crossing under technique where you land on the target note, okay? Just landing on that G. And what you want to do is you want to lean the wrist over to the right so your thumb lines up on that note. See how I'm leaning to the right? And then when I get to the G, my thumb is there, okay? Very, very helpful. So you can work on that, getting that thumb on the G. Same thing coming down. When you come down from the D, you want to sort of lean your wrist to the left, okay? And that gets your third finger right there positioned for the F sharp. And you can practice this just coming down, and that's your target note, okay? And you want to get real comfortable with this transition. This is one of the hardest things about playing up and down the keyboard is we only have 5 fingers, right? The way you do it on piano is crossing under with the thumb, and that can be very tricky to get the correct notes there. So guys, that is the D major scale. Super important to understand it, right? F sharp and C sharp, and be able to play it. Be sure to use the fingering that I'm showing you. This is the ideal fingering for this scale, okay? We're gonna move right along here, and I wanna teach you the D major scale in the left hand, okay? So now we're in the bass clef here. This is a bass clef marking right here. And let's go ahead and do the D major scale. Okay, we're gonna be down here below middle C. Middle C is the red dot. Okay, and here's the D major scale left hand. Go ahead and play with me. Pinky on D, forefinger on E, third finger on F sharp, 2 finger on G, thumb on A, and now here's the magic. You're going to cross over finger 3 to the B, C sharp, and D. Okay, that's the D major scale in the left hand. Great job. Go ahead and play it once more with me. Okay, here we go. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. Okay, let's go ahead and play the scale coming down. D, C sharp, B, and now watch this. Under the third finger, we're going to cross under thumb to the A. Bam, there it is. And then we walk down the rest of the scale. G, F sharp, E, and D. Okay, let's do it one more time coming down. Here we go from the D. D, C sharp, B, thumb under to A, G, F sharp, E, and D. Okay? So, I want you to practice this scale going up and going down. Okay? You start coming up like this, and then come right down. In fact, you don't have to repeat the top note. Okay? Just come up, come down. Okay? And the goal here is speed, right? You want to get it fast and you want to get it smooth. Okay? Again, the most challenging thing is the crossing over and the crossing under. It's very common for beginner pianists when you're working on this crossing over and crossing under to hear a little gap like this. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You hear that little gap? Same thing coming down. And you don't want to hear a gap. When you're coming up, you want it to be smooth right after the A. See how I'm holding the A down? And then I'm right on the B. Okay, and right when I play the B, I lift the A, and we connect the notes. This is very, very important. So keep this in mind when you're playing this scale, is to try to make it smoothly connected on the way up, and smoothly connected on the way down. Notice I play the A right after I play the B, okay? It also helps to lean your wrists as you're playing, leaning the wrist up, so my third finger's on the B, and leaning my wrist down so my thumb lands on the A. Very, very important, okay? And you really want to maneuver your body. Notice how I'm sitting up nice and straight, and I'm really able to come right, I'm really able to come left on the keyboard, okay? Very, very important. You can also work on the transition points coming up, right? Just working on the crossover to B, and just work on that smoothness and that accuracy. Same thing coming down, work on the cross under to A, okay? If that's a struggle for you. So pause the video, work on this, practice it, make sure it's nice and solid in your left hand. And again, the goal here is speed and smoothness, okay? I think if you can play this scale about here, you're doing a great job, okay? So shoot for this in your left hand, and then shoot for this in your right hand. All right, so that's enough on one octave. And by the way, we're playing this in one octave, meaning we're starting on a D, we're playing up one octave to D. However, it is very helpful to learn this in multiple octaves, right? You don't want to just be able to play the D scale in one octave. You want to be able to play the D scale all the way up the piano. Okay. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this preview course. If you want the full-length lesson, you can find it at pianowithjohnny.com. And we also have lots of other lessons. If you want to learn other keys, like the key of G major or C major or B flat major, you can learn your scales, you can learn your chords, you can learn your chord progressions. We also have a ton of other lessons in different styles of music. Like if you like jazz, or if you like blues, or boogie-woogie, or ragtime, we have lessons for all playing levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced piano players. We also have a ton of sheet music. Be sure to check that out. And be sure to check out the Piano with Johnny membership. As a member at Piano with Johnny, you get access to all of our video content. We add several new courses every single month to the membership, new sheet music. Also, our members get to participate in our live monthly events. Every month we do a live Q&A, we do a live workshop where you can interact with me live, you can ask me your practice questions, and I will give you tailored practice advice. So be sure to check out the membership, check out the other courses. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next course.